there is currently an active mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. They have said, as of last count, there was, let me get the right information for you guys. 16 dead, 50 to 60 injured. Prayers go out to all the family. I'm going to share some of the news coverage that's going on right now. I am currently going to be streaming from the main main news from Maine. We're just going to listen in. Also, please forgive me. I am trying to get ready for work, so I'm double tasking. Please forgive me if it's not the greatest right now, or even all throughout the night. I'm going to keep up on this story, as it's very important that we get all we need from this. All the information we can get from
about
this
3 or 4 helicopters
current
land here at the
situation.
hospital. It's just an intense scene. People frustrated and scared. And
let me know if you guys can hear this.
Here. Zach, Amanda, I don't know how to quite describe the feeling that I'm getting from people here.
Oh my God, this is like gone. It's so crazy.
I can't really.
It's so crazy.
I can't put words here by saying it's just pure shock. That's what
we live in a scary world right now.
Adding to that shock, we just learned from NBC News, who learned from Lewiston Police, that 22 people are dead now out of this. And Jack, just at Central Maine Medical Center, which is the trauma hospital in the area, and you know that they train for things like this, but you can never be prepared for something like this.
Absolutely. And Jack, you're still with us.
No, Amanda, you can.
Go ahead, Jack.
I am. Yes, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't really illustrate that. 22 people dead. Is that what you heard from Lewiston Police, Amanda?
Yes, we just learned that from NBC, who says they heard it from Lewiston Police.
Coming back over, sorry.
So Jack,
that is, yeah,
tough to hear for
Go
all
ahead,
of us
Zach.
in the state tonight. Of course, Jack, I want to stay with you just because you're on the ground there. There's a lot happening. We heard a helicopter above you just a bit ago. All of those folks gathered outside of Central Maine Medical Center. You spoke to one woman. What is the feeling like there from people that you're talking to on the ground tonight?
All those Legos everywhere now, boy.
You can't understate it much.
You guys hear the flow of Legos all over my floor now?
This is one of the worst days for people, not only in Lewiston, but statewide.
Okay.
And hearing upon that number of 22 people.
You know what, Chris? I don't remember it either.
That is not just Lewiston, not just Maine. That is the nation. And when speaking with Julie, I think she put it well. Beyond the.
It's at its max for volume. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Over why we hear about this, and now you're
22
just saying 22
people killed.
Julie spoke to it without even knowing that totality of
okay, guys, I'm going to back this up a little bit, and we're going to go
situation here
ahead on
and if you can hear me, there is a ongoing helicopter right now that is landing right now, and it looks like stuff is happening right now. It looks like people are leaving.
I want to back up to here.
Like this.
So this is the guy they are looking for. He's driving a white,
closer, better shot of that gunman's face,
small car with black bumper. It's either white or silver with a black
and
bumper.
certainly, as Zach mentioned, we know these are difficult images to look at. It's hard for us to look at these images, but it's important that if you do recognize this person, that you reach out. Lewiston Police are asking you to call them. Again, they are also looking for a car that is, we can't tell if it's either white or silver with a black bumper. We do have an image of it. There it is.
This is the vehicle that they are currently interested in. It's got a black bumper that goes around the bottom of the vehicle.
Looking for that vehicle as well. So again, if you know anything about this, and that vehicle has a black
He's military.
Yeah, I believe Jack
really?
moved to
I didn't hear that part yet.
Earlier, and if he can
I
hear
missed
us, he's
it.
talking to
I'm gonna be staying live, so forgive me. I am also getting ready for work. Gotta take out the dog. I got all kinds of stuff to do.
We'll certainly hope to get more information from him while he's there. But we saw images from Central Maine Medical Center earlier tonight, and just the number of ambulances lined up there. Yeah, just difficult to see.
They have over a dozen worth of ambulance.
A mass casualty, mass shooter
there.
At this time, they said there are no specifics to share on the number.
They usually plan ahead
from police. They
to
don't
take
comment yet on
themselves
the numbers
out
until things have
hope
calmed down a little bit more.
he at least says why. Right, exactly. It's so sad. Like so many unsuspecting
situation like this.
victims.
So all of those ambulances going there,
that was
and of course a tough
what
situation.
probably
We
out
also
just
heard,
doing
from St. Mary's earlier this
nightly
evening that
duties.
they were in an emergency meeting huddled trying to address
Something
whoever was
to
brought
do
there,
with
but
the
again, we don't know
protest
how many people. Just into our
as
newsroom,
well.
I am really, this is tough to report.
Oh,
The
really?
AP reports that at least 10 people are dead.
By the way, I like your new
Again, yeah, that's from the Associated Press.
your
They are
new
saying that at least
avatar.
10 people are dead in this situation. We know that from Lewiston Police that a number of
Hey,
people
welcome
are injured. We
everybody.
have heard
Welcome
that
to
some
everybody
are in surgery
joining
too,
us.
but you can slide off if you need to. It's very difficult for us to report this because this is our state. This is our home state. We love the people here, and we know that they're having a very difficult time right now in the Lewiston area. Again, please, if you are in that area, stay where you are. Lock the doors.
They are telling everybody to go indoors, don't leave, don't go out on the streets.
Listen to police tonight. Please stay home. Please stay safe. We even had some colleagues here saying that they knew people who were at spare time. Someone in surgery tonight.
My 5-year-old told me about some kind of drill that they did at the school the other day. It didn't sound like a tornado drill. They were telling them how to hide, I think. Yeah, a lot of, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a minute. A lot of schools, just within the last few years, I think like we maybe practiced a drill for a school shooting like once when I was back in high school. However, like now I'm my guess is that they're doing it way more often than what they did when I was in school. So, and I was in school at the time of Columbine. So this is so crazy. You just don't even want to send your kid to school anymore or anywhere. I mean, hell, you can't even go out in public anymore. Location of shooting
yes, that's correct. I am in front of Central Maine Medical Center where it is very much an ongoing scene right now. There
a
are
bar and restaurant, and it's spare time recreation appears to be a bowling center, and then they were saying a Walmart center.
Law enforcement, Maine State Police, Lewiston Police, different agencies from all over are looking for the suspect. And if you hear anything right now, though, we've heard 2 choppers come in just within the last couple minutes. And over my shoulder here right now, you can see where
Natasha got the
ambulance set up. There are multiple beds out there. There are law enforcement and medical and first responders pouring into the ambulance right now.
It's not even funny that they're doing this like this is but I mean,
confused and frustrated and just sad over what's happening right now. I spoke to a woman named Julie. She tells me that her son was at the Schmenge's bar when she got the call that what happened there. She rushed here to Central Maine Medical Center. I talked to her. She said that she's frustrated and angry. She just wants some information to find out more about her son's condition. And as you can imagine, only imagine. It's just
I can't even imagine being one of these parents having to get this call.
About really what happened here regarding those multiple injuries that we're hearing about. And since we driven by about an hour ago here at Central Maine Medical Center, there have been dozens of people waiting outside. Across the street, there still are about a dozen ambulances there. And I don't know if you can see, but there's an ambulance driving by, so people still pouring in left and right here to Central Maine Medical Center, where it still very much is a
So this is where they're at the hospital.
Lewiston. And if you can hear me, there's a helicopter right now that is landing right now. And it looks like stuff is happening right now. It looks like people are leaving. If my photographer can turn the camera out to the main entrance of the hospital, you can see that there are people.
Again, this is credit to the news center main.com.
People are confused as to what's happening right now. We believe that they're asking people to go inside, and if you could see to
get the other one out of the bed.
If we can get past the sign right here,
there
is a law enforcement officer standing there on the side of the road, armed and ready. It seems that they're asking people to go inside right now, but for now we are here outside the Central Maine Medical Center.
Of course, we all know that when there's an active shooting, hospitals, wherever any of the victims go, they also lock down hospitals.
This is still an active scene happening at the Schmenge's bar, where the police said that they're searching along with the Walmart distribution. You can't understate it as much. She said that this is one of the worst days.
There
for
was
people, not only in
a
Lewiston,
phone
but
call
statewide,
that I wanted
hearing upon that number
for
of 22
you
people
all
killed is what she said. That's unspeakable. That is not just Lewiston, not just Maine, that is the nation. And when speaking with Julie,
that they played
I
a
think
little bit ago.
She put it well. Beyond the confusion of not knowing her son's condition, she said that she is, quote, pissed off over what's happening, why we hear about this. And now you're just saying 22 people. I think Julie spoke to it without even knowing that.
Right here.
And we also have something else just in from a senior White House reporter for Bloomberg, the news agency Bloomberg. Just trying to make sense of what happened in this video. You can just see the sheer number of people.
Yeah. And what's been most helpful to them through this investigation is having people stay where they are. Shelter in place is what they're calling it. They are calling this a manhunt. They're asking people to lock the doors, stay inside, stay off the roads, keep things clear for them to move around and do what they need to do. They obviously have leads that they're following, and I'm sure they'll update us on that when we hear from them when they step into Lewiston City Hall to brief us. Now, you mentioned this affects the entire state. We heard from Governor Janet Mills a little bit earlier. She had released a statement, and she said in part that she is aware of and has been briefed on the active shooter situation in Lewiston. She said, I heard all people in the area to follow the direction of state and local enforcement. I will continue to monitor the situation and remain in close contact with public safety officials.
And we also have something else just in from a senior White House reporter for Bloomberg, the news agency Bloomberg, tweeting out the president has been briefed on what's known so far about the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine, and will continue to receive updates. Again, we're working to confirm that independently, but a reputable news source, Bloomberg, a White House reporter, saying that even the president has been notified of this incident in Maine tonight.
Again, just to reiterate where this area is, the active scenes, we know Spare Time Recreation on Mollison Way in Lewiston, and then about 4 miles from there, Schmeggy's Bar and Grill on Lincoln Street. And as our reporter Jack Molmid told us earlier tonight, they are at Walmart Distribution Center in Lewiston as well, all active scenes. And we do believe that Jack has moved locations. I don't know if he's prepared to speak with us at all, or it looks like
right here.
But we do know from Lewiston Police that a number of people have been.
Better than I do. It's a busy area. There's all sorts of different places like that to go. And a bowling alley, a place folks go after work at the end of the day to meet up with friends. And
we talked to one woman, Mary Ellen Davis. She spoke to Chris Costa on the phone a little bit earlier tonight. That was very much an active situation while he was on the phone with her. She was at Seniors Plus. Can we take some sound from Mary Ellen?
Yeah, everybody's here is fine. We're cold. We're worried. There's one very elderly woman who is doing the best she can. We're being told to leave right now. We're going to the armory in Lewiston.
Okay. Are they telling you why? It's just to find a safer place?
Okay. I have to listen to the police.
Okay.
Okay. You can call me back in 15 minutes if you want.
Okay. Thanks, Mary Ellen. Be safe.
So please be patient. I know you want to get out of here. We're going to do what we can to get you out of here, but I got to protect everyone. Okay?
wow, that is some really.
That was a
to,
pretty
obviously an
tragic little call to listen to. Obviously, especially being a news reporter, I cannot imagine.
Again, stay indoors and report suspicious behavior to the local authorities.
And
we're gonna catch up now.
Congressman Jared Golden, who of course is from Lewiston. He represents that district.
Very elderly woman who is doing the best she can.
Oh, now they're playing it again.
Right now, we're going to the armory.
You are,
all right,
but then once they figured out there
hey
was
guys,
another door open, they asked everyone to evacuate. This is all what Mary Ellen told us, because they had to clear the building. They had to walk through and clear the building, and so you could hear in her voice the terror of what was going on, not knowing. They went to the woods, and then they were moved to the armory, and you can even hear the stress in the officer's voice.
Yes,
I get it. This is frustrating, but we're just trying to figure this all out.
Absolutely, and they aren't alone. It sounds like there are police from all over Maine,
my kids
all over New England,
right now.
even Boston ATF coming up to Lewiston tonight. We have seen that the president has been notified of this incident and is being updated. The governor, all of Maine's congressional delegation, keeping a close watch on this tonight as all of us try to process that number of at least 22 people killed.
Yeah, it's a huge number. It's a startling number, and the images that we've been showing.
I'm going to pull this down because this is a news broadcast,
certainly relevant to the investigation right now of who police are looking for.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
We do know that we are going to hear more very soon in a press conference with, I believe, Lewiston Police and State Police and Androscoggin County there, and you mentioned Boston ATF on their way up to get involved in this investigation.
They got other local
we have Caroline
law enforcement
out there right now, and I believe we'd like to toss things over to you. Caroline, where are you right now?
Hey, good evening, Amanda. I'm standing right in front of the emergency trauma center here at Maine Medical Center in Portland.
What a scary situation, guys.
Maine Medical Center is known as the emergency department and is Maine's only level 1 trauma center, the trauma center level
that there would
level
be
1 through level 5.
Here
soon available to care
Let me see. Hold on, I'm getting up there.
Level 1 trauma center can provide the highest level of care for a patient presenting after a traumatic injury.
So far, 50
trauma
to
centers
60
are
injured.
evaluated and verified by the American College of Surgeons, ACS, to improve
Let me
trauma
see what we got
care.
going on here, guys.
ACS will evaluate a faculty's preparedness, resources, policies,
we're going to read this.
quality improvement process.
There is
verification
a
that ACS
article.
is valid for 3 years. I'm
going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to share screen, my comments. Yeah, your comments are coming through, Welsh. I see your comments. Unless, I don't know, are you saying naughty words or naughty things? I do have the word CUNT blocked. I have the hard R word, the hard ER word. and a few others that I have blocked in my chat. So if you're using any of those, I used to have the letter I. You used to not even be able to talk about yourself in my chat. But I recently realized that a lot of people were trying to talk about themselves. And I couldn't, their comments wasn't coming through. They thought they were blocked. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip over to this screen right here. And we're going to read this news article real quick. As I am getting ready, it says tap to unmute.
Dynamic as well in your career.
Absolutely, and also covering a lot of politics. We know.
Okay, we're going to pause that. What we know about the shootings in Lewiston, Maine, at least 22 people have been killed. At a law enforcement source has said 50 to 60 were wounded at several locations, including local bowling alley. Law enforcement officials said a local medical center said it was responding to a mass casualty event. Officials have urged residents in Lewiston, Auburn to shelter in place. The Androscoggin, I don't even know how to say that. Forgive me on all my pronunciation of that. County Sheriff's Office released photos of a man with a white rifle with the caption "Suspect for identification." If you know, if you recognize the suspect, please contact your local law enforcement in that area and please pass on that information. Lewiston police said a manhunt is underway for a person allegedly connecting to the shootings. The Lewiston city is a city of around 37,000, almost 30 miles north of Portland. This is a very active, dynamic situation. The image of at least one active killer has been released by the police. He is armed with a tactical rifle. Jim Kevin, an NBC News law enforcement contributor and former special agent in the IATF, said in a text message, "Y'all, I am reading this without my glasses, and I just realized that. No wonder why I'm having a hard time seeing and reading. Let me come back to this. I'm going to flip over to the news real quick again. Just so that way we can keep up with something that's actively going on. I have to grab my glasses, guys. I'm a little sad right now, so forgive me. I'm so sad. Welcome everybody. Hey Raina. Hey Kelly B. Hey Ralph. Pistola Marie. Let me see. There's my glasses. Thank you, buddy. You're so big help. You're such a big help. JL. Hey, how are you? Appreciate all that. There's an active shooter. We ask people to shelter in place. Please stay inside your homes with doors locked. Law enforcement currently investigating multiple locations. Here is a up-close photo of the shooter. Let me see. I just staged. I thought I did that already. I didn't.
That we are still constantly monitoring. Now we were on the main road here earlier, but police did tell us that we need to get behind the main road here. So as you can see, I'm standing kind of in the ramp here that leads from the hospital out to the main road.
This is our active shooter, a close-up.
And during the time in which we moved out here, we saw that those people that were naming off if any loved ones were impacted by this.
You know who you are that is sending me the information.
We ended up talking to
trying to help me keep up to
date.
date.
She said she moved here to Lewiston, 17 or 18 years old.
Appreciate it.
And you can't understate this enough. She really said that she told me, quote, "This is crazy." She said she's never seen anything like that. She said she's frustrated. She told me that her son was at Schmengi's bar. She said that her ex-husband was actually at that bar at the same time, left minutes before the shooting. She was notified that her son was shot. She does not know the situation still to this point right now. She does not know if he's alive or dead. And you can't imagine the shock and confusion and the horror that's on a mother's face that upon learning that information, whether or not your son
I'm gonna actually take my logo
maybe
down
passed
for
away or
this.
not. And that's really, I know Julie's not alone in this horrific tragedy that's happening here in Lewiston. But what we do know is that there still is an ongoing shooter investigation here in Lewiston. Officials are saying to stay inside, do not travel, stay inside, lock your doors, and keep an eye out as police continue to search through those various leads. For now, we're reporting live here at the Central Maine Medical Center, the hospital closest to where the shooting took place. For now, we'll toss it back to the anchors.
All right.
Live for us in Lewiston tonight. We want to bring you up to speed, obviously, of what's going on right now. Terror, quite frankly, in the second largest city in our state. A man armed with what appears to be a rifle opening fire tonight at a crowded bowling alley. NBC News reporting from Lewiston Police that 22 people have been killed in Lewiston tonight, and multiple scenes are under investigation right now.
Yeah, and obviously an active situation. And if you've been with us, you see we've got people literally gathering information real time as we are all in a full working
Hey, Jets Mom, how are you?
Gathering information.
I'm going to drop my link if anybody wants to come up and help do any updates and commentary. I'm also trying, again, I said it, I'm trying to get ready for work also. I just feel like I'm doing a poor job.
It's our job to decipher what's real and what's not, and then pass that along to you. So, you know, we're learning on the fly here with you guys and just trying to keep you updated on what's going on. Obviously, the one thing that is clear.
Yes, I know, Aunt Lala. It's so sad.
For our state.
You can't even trust yourself out in your own cities.
This is going to go down in history and not the way that we want it to. Brian is the two of us who are from this state. This is hard to do.
The danger here is America have guns, and if this is terrorism, people will take it into their own hands. Yep.
These are our state mates, if you
will.
Hey,
Lola, thank you for coming.
People are hurting tonight, and
second largest city in Maine. They said, really?
And
okay.
The more we learn, the harder it is.
And if we can keep these images on your screen, let us just describe what you're looking at. These
what
are
do they
photos
think
from
they will
Lewiston
achieve by
Police,
making this
Androscoggin
worse
County
for
Sheriff's
innocent
Office.
people?
This is the vehicle they believe they're looking for
that's
tonight.
Yeah, no.
So take note of these images right now. These are images taken.
Really?
Again,
Were you?
police sharing these from inside.
Loco is an
Spare Time
amazing lady.
Recreation, which is in Lewiston. It's a long-standing business there. Bowling league underway tonight, from what we understand, and certainly a crowd of people there tonight as well.
Yeah, and they are sharing these images so that people are
aware Lala's smart. She stays away from this side of this track.
They're really telling people to not look for this person. They're telling people to stay where you are,
but
stay inside.
So sad that we have to see her under these circumstances. You're right.
Imagine being a parent at a school with your child and hearing that you're locked in. So. This is a scary situation for everybody in Androscoggin County and for the whole state. Eyes are all over this.
This is absolutely
we've heard from Senator King, we've heard from Congressman Golden. Brian, I know you were just saying we've heard that the White House has been briefed on this, and so they're keeping eyes on this. This is obviously
yeah.
a very
You
big
think
deal.
if people
and the big message tonight at this moment right now is this person is not in custody. There's an active search for this shooter.
Do anything. I'm pretty sure
Lewiston is in a shelter-in-place order right now. They are urging you do not go out on the roadways. Do not leave your house.
Yeah, right.
Well. So both twin cities right there, and so many of us are familiar with these communities and these businesses that were certainly targeted tonight in what happened, and we know that this is a close community.
Well, and to your point about we will get to the aftermath. We will get to.
Sorry guys, I'm ripping my hair out. If you hear me ripping it out.
Primary concern number one is finding this man, and so that people can feel safe again, because right now there are people all across our state that don't. And so the search for this man is priority number one. Maine State Police has been on the scene for a while. We are expecting to hear
I'm at work,
from them
but want you to come in and bring some prayers and support. Absolutely.
The news comes in.
If we can get some prayers.
And this right here is video right now from earlier tonight, shortly after we have to believe those shots were fired at Spare Time. Those are people running out of the building. And these are the images that we have been seeing all night, and certainly we have to assume you have as well on social media, as there is a lot of them circulating. Our crews, as Lee was mentioning, are spread out throughout Lewiston and Portland right now. We are waiting for any other official word right now from police. Again,
they are looking for a white four-door vehicle. It's either white or silver with a black painted bumper. It appears.
Public safety tonight. They're telling us they are prepared to give us.
And you are to call police at 513 3001 extension 3327. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Was at least one of the locations of this shooting tonight, and it's just off busy Main Street in Lewiston. as you're heading north on Main Street on 202. Spare time is on your right there as you're traveling down. And if you're familiar with it, you know exactly the area we were talking about.
If you have
and not
any
far from there, within a
information,
few
that is
miles
the phone
and
number
more of
to
the
call.
heart of downtown Lewiston,
Yeah, it's true.
is the other location where
Marie,
we
you
know
can
that there was,
turn plenty of things into
shooting
weapons.
scene
You sure
tonight as
can.
well.
They haven't gotten him yet.
I mean,
No,
this is
no,
the
Aunt
thing
Lala. It's
that,
still
air
active.
quote isn't supposed to happen in our state, and we've seen tragedies like this all across the country for years now. And I've
Very
always
scary.
felt very lucky and very blessed that it doesn't happen here. It hasn't happened here. It is happening here, and that's a sobering moment for all
Let
of
me
us
see what else I can
from
find.
here that have so much pride in our state and that are all hurting right now as we try to learn more about what's going on, more to keep you safe, and most importantly, to find the person responsible, so that once they do, people can at least, for now, exhale and try to put the pieces together after that.
Yeah, and to Lee's point, you know, the big message right now is this person is not in custody as far as we know. And that is the message. And while we are all processing and all
Does anybody want to come up on
frankly, just
panel for
processing what's
a
going
second,
on,
just so that way
this is the big message right
I
now,
can
that this person on your screen, according to police, is
get
not
ready for the second
in custody right now, and there's a search for him.
Governor Mills has obviously been aware of the situation, releasing a statement. I am aware of and have been briefed on the active shooter situation in Lewiston. I urge all people in the area to follow the direction of state and local law enforcement. And Senator King has also released a statement. Congressman Golden has released a statement. Senator King.
And again, that direction is to stay where you're at, stay indoors, don't go outside, lock all doors, don't go out on the main roads, guys.
Is deeply sad for the city of Lewiston and all those worried about their family, their friends,
50
their neighbors.
to 60
He's receiving
injured and
regular
22
updates and awaits further
deceased.
details from local authorities and will be headed directly home to Maine once the Senate's final vote is held, and that is for tomorrow afternoon. So
very sad,
And this
very,
is
very,
not
very
just
sad.
a Lewiston specific thing. Obviously, state police are involved. We now know that the Boston division of ATF are now involved. So this is getting much bigger attention because of the scope of what has happened here tonight.
I mean, and we're talking, you know, with NBC confirming 22 people dead, that doesn't even
And
start
I'm
to touch
currently
on the number of people
looking
who've been
for
injured by this
new
and all
update.
of the different hospitals that are aiding
Mass
and that are helping in this. I
shooting.
mean, this is a broad reaching event that is affecting so many people in so many
These
different
have
ways.
been
And when you think
injured
about
in
Lewiston
bowling
Auburn,
alley
there are two
events
primary
in
hospitals
Maine.
there. The Central Maine Medical Center, which Jack Moment is at for us, a very active scene tonight. We've seen emergency responders there. There's St. Mary's Hospital. Obviously, there are all the trauma centers and hospitals in Portland.
Urging all
And
people to
Northern
follow
Light
the
Health
state
has also
direction
said
of
tonight that they
local
are
law
on the ready. They're
enforcement.
on
I will
standby to be able to
continue
help
to
any way
monitor
they
the
can
situation and
because
remain in
of
close
the size of
contact with
this.
the
And we
public
heard,
safety.
I think Jack, when he was
For
outside Central Maine
updates,
Medical
that's
Center,
from
you could
the
hear
governor of
helicopters landing on the
Maine.
roof at the time.
That
So obviously safe to
the
some life fights
posting
involved
that's
here.
posted
And Jack
on
is outside
at
the hospital. We'll go back to him right now.
AKA Twitter.
Yeah, that's right, guys. I am here outside the Central Maine Medical Center here, where we have been for the last hour or so. And just to put the gravity here, it's been probably, and please correct me
There's
if
so
I'm wrong,
many
but
news
around 2
sources
hours
that
or so
give
since
different
we've been here, since we
numbers.
got here.
2
And
hours
we've
ago
been
they
hearing
said
reports of this
22
go on.
dead,
And
but
since this
9 minutes ago they only said
monitoring the situation,
16.
the active shooter situation. And again, I am here outside
So it all
the Central
depends on
Maine
whatever
Medical
news
Center,
source
where just
you believe, I
earlier,
guess,
if the
in
camera
a
can pan
sense.
a little bit to my left, see that this is where the main
But
entrance
all of
is,
them
where
are
earlier we
reporting
saw
50 to
dozens of people
60 have
standing
been
there,
injured.
giving their information to the hospital workers so that they can line them up to see if any loved ones from anybody standing out there
Such a
would
sad,
be
sad thing.
impacted by this. Speaking of that impact from families, it's just it's unspeakable.
I know.
You know, I spoke with a mother. Her name is Julie. She said she moved here to
Yeah.
Lewiston when she was 17 or 18 years old. It's been many decades since. She tells me her son was at Schmengi's bar
Yes.
when the shooting happened. She got the call, immediately called her ex-husband, who was also at the same bar. She said he left minutes prior to that shooting. She said that her son was transported here. She does not know
What was your first
the situation
question?
with her son right now. It's just a pure tragedy. She doesn't know if he's alive or dead, and I don't know if you could really illustrate how that feels for a mother at this point. And I'm sure Julie's not alone either. Those are just some of the stories.
Yeah,
that we
there's
are
only
hearing
one
at
shooter that we all know of
here.
as of right now.
And again, it's been several hours now, and the suspect in the shooting is still.
Sorry about that. I missed that.
Police,
I'm
Mainscape
kind of
police are telling everybody
multitasking.
to stay inside, lock your doors, don't go outside, don't travel, stay on lockdown until they track down the suspect, the shooter in this instant, the shooting that claimed 22
What
lives
time is it
here
there?
in
It is
Lewiston this evening.
10:12
And that lockdown, that
p.m.
means stay inside, don't drive, lock your doors, and be on the lookout. We were on the main road here.
Uh-oh. There's a message. Let me take down his
Androscoggin
face.
County officials have issued a county-wide shelter-in-place order. Please make sure your homes and vehicles are secured. Updates from officials will be forthcoming.
They got a shelter in place.
Just loss of life. It's unthinkable. 22 lives in Maine gone this evening here in Lewiston. Implications here, Maine, nationwide. And again, that suspect is still on the loose. And you're asked to contact the Androscoggin Sheriff's Center.
When that starts
Police,
coming
if
up
you know
on your
anything
screen,
about
you know
that.
there's
And, I
that's
believe we've been
serious
running
business
that
going
photo
down.
of what we believe to
So
be
who's the
suspected
guy?
shooter
We
there,
don't know his
along with some of
name.
the details of the vehicle.
But the guy that I
For
had
now,
up
we've been
on
live
my
here
screen
at
just a
Central
minute
Maine
ago,
Medical
that was the
Center,
guy.
just really
We
trying
don't
to do
know.
our
We
best
know
to
he's active,
understand
or he
what's
was
going on here
military
in this
trained.
tragedy this evening, guys.
Jack, if you can stay with us for a moment, you started your evening when you
What
first got
we
to Lewiston
heard,
at Spare Time
he's got
Recreation
some heavy
at the bowling
weapons.
alley.
He
Where we
had
understand this
a
unfolded. Can you describe to us
what did we
you
say?
saw there? While you
A
were talking, you saw
tactical
some of the video of
weapon.
people running
Is
across the
armed with a
parking lot there. Can you describe
tactical
what you saw
weapon.
when you
At
got there
least
tonight?
the numbers
That's right,
were
Brian. When we arrived at
preliminary
Spare Time
and could
Recreation Center
change.
in
There were
Lewiston, that's the
no
bowling alley,
initial
one of the three
signs
places
of
police say that they are
terrorism.
looking for that suspect. We were met by armed law enforcement telling us that we
Biden
need to
briefed
leave,
on
telling
Maine
us that that is
active
very much an
shooter
active situation.
incident.
The entire 2 to 3 minutes that we were there, we did not
I'm
see a
gonna
single person that was not.
mute this for a second, and we can just watch for a minute as I read this. President Joe Biden has been briefed on what's known so far about the active shooting incident in Lewiston, Maine, and will continue to receive updates. A senior White House official said he has received initial briefings earlier this evening and is currently at the state dinner with Australian Prime Minister. Isn't that something? Wow. I mean, just wow. That's all I can say. Wow. You eat your dinner. I mean, eat up, Biden. Eat up. Okay, police in Lewiston have received this photo of a vehicle that they are looking for. I am going to save that image, save that, and I am going to download that into my StreamYard so that way I have that available for you guys. I will throw that up on the screen as soon as I can get that image. Let me see. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Okay. Anyways, we're gonna continue reading on. I will get that image of the vehicle. And at 9:21, it says that 9:18, a woman evacuated from a nearby building in Lewiston described police with long guns running around an industrial park where spare time recreation is located. Mary Ellen Davis is on the phone with an interview and said that everyone she is with is fine. They were cold and worried. The police evacuated her and others from the building and in the area, she told the station while on the phone. Let's see. Let's get a update on that. We're gonna flip back over here and we're gonna listen in.
Lost their lives here in Lewiston this evening, and quickly I turned around and saw Julie standing there at the main entrance. She was one of the many family members standing out there giving her information to people working at the hospital to see if her loved one, her young son, was affected by this
after
shooting.
a man shot
For now, we're live
several
here
locations
at
in
Central Maine
bowling
Medical
alley in
Center, the hospital
Lewiston,
closest
Maine.
to where these shootings have taken place and where armed law enforcement are here on standby. We're just all waiting to find out more information on what happened here, guys.
Jack Mulwood at Central Maine Medical Center tonight. Jack, thank you. We just saw actually behind Jack's live shot there, an armed officer walking past him. So obviously multiple scenes right now and
Wow.
a tremendous police presence in a number of communities.
Actually, I'm going to drop this screen. I'm going to pull up this. Okay, warning, trigger warning, guys. This seems to be giving a little bit better insight to things here on this. We're going to go ahead and listen to this little thing.
And our very best to you as you try to pick up the pieces after this terrible event. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. Bye.
NBC's Liz Kreutz rejoins us now. Liz, I know you and I have been monitoring the hard work going on behind the scenes across all of NBC News as we try to put together both the actual place itself, the people affected, where these scenes happened. Can you give us any new details at this point? Bring us up to speed on what information we at NBC understand about this.
They don't even know who the guy is.
Yeah, and that's always the challenge, Jake, during these situations is just trying to piece it all together as during the chaos as all of this is unfolding. But
you gotta name,
know that this gunman has gone to at least 3 different locations. One of them, like the mayor was talking about, is this bowling alley, and just hearing from the mayor there talking about that this is a place where people, teenagers go
said a name.
To have pizza and to hang out, and kids and families are there. We were looking at pictures online of this bowling.
I want you guys to know not to take that for full. It's unofficial, but going around on social media, there has been a name. I don't want to put out that name because in case it's not him until it's officially noticed. Thank you, though. Allegedly.
Grill in Thousand Oaks, and it's just the concert halls, and it just repeatedly feels like nowhere is safe for people. We do have these images that we're showing right now, as you've been mentioning, Jake, of the suspect here that police have released because they want this gunman to be identified. There's a close-up image there, and this car that they've released an image of as well, and they say that the bumper on the front is blacked out, so you can see the gunman there with that firearm. So 3 different locations. The ATF, Jake, we know from Boston, is now investigating and on their way. We know both President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are briefed. The governor has been briefed, and she is telling people to heed those warnings to stay inside. And yet again, Jake, these images of people running for their lives like we're seeing right here.
At this hour, we've just learned that the Justice Department has weighed in and has given us some sense of how they are watching this. A spokesperson says that the Attorney General has been briefed and will continue to closely monitor the situation. Federal law enforcement agencies are assisting our state and local law enforcement partners in Lewiston, Maine. As you mentioned, Boston's ATF is en route to Lewiston at this hour, as we understand it, and the president has been briefed. I wonder, Liz, if you're able to give us some sense of the scale of this as compared, you may have heard me speaking to the mayor a moment ago of Auburn next to Lewiston, who, the murder rate in that city is in the teens or low 20s. From year to year, and the idea that this could have all happened in one night, that kind of number may have been exceeded. I wonder if you can contextualize for us a little bit how you imagine this plays in the attention of the Justice Department, the attention of the president, in the gruesome calculus that we deal in when we think about mass shootings.
Yeah, I don't think that it's the same.
Is going to perhaps
Lala,
stay
I have
in
you
the
in
minds
DMs.
of law enforcement officials for some time as they think about this.
Yeah, as you're saying that, it's reminding me of a San Francisco mass shooting that happened in the early 90s. I don't remember the exact number of casualties, but I believe it was less than 10 that prompted then Senator Dianne Feinstein to put forward a bill that led to the only ban on semi-automatic assault weapons in this country's history. And that was from a mass shooting on California Street in San Francisco, where you are, Jake,
wait a minute.
had less than 10 casualties. casualties. And here we are now at a place with
Wow.
22
looking for official
casualties. And
confirmation.
we,
Okay, thank you,
as a
Jamie.
country, repeatedly see
Thank you
this.
so
And I
much.
think as we look
Um,
at the mass shootings over the past several years, this is going to be clearly one of those that has some of the highest
I'm gonna send
casualties
this
and injuries.
to
I mean,
you.
hearing that
You wanna
potentially
try
50
to
people
see what you
are
can
injured. I
find
mean, it's
or what
truly,
you may
truly shocking to hear. And we do know that the president has been briefed and the vice president as well. And like you mentioned, state police have said that in Maine, which is considered a very safe state, there are 29. Last year, there were 29 homicides. Well, tonight we know at least
Crystal,
22
thank you for
people
stepping
killed.
in.
So this shooting already almost equal to the number of homicides that this state sees in 1 year.
Liz Kreutz, please stay with us. I know you'll be closely monitoring this. We
Really,
want to be able to come
Ella,
back
that's
to you for any new
crazy,
details
scary.
that come across
really
the wire
had
for you.
nothing here
But
ever,
in the
love.
meantime, I
We were
want to bring
really-
back retired
we were
ATF Special
really
Agent
lucky
Jim
for that.
Kavanaugh. He's also an
Wow.
NBC News analyst. Jim, we are at this point understand from the mayor that this is a small town. People know each other in this town. This is a
very well
bowling
possibility.
alley where the mayor of Auburn, said his children go. And as a result, it strikes me that the scale of this city perhaps could help in identifying this shooter and identifying where he is a little bit faster. I'm wondering to what extent you think that's true, and also what other resources are available to law enforcement to try to find this man, spot him before he can do any further damage.
Well, I think you're right, Jake. I think they did identify him early on, probably from the photograph that was released by the police, because as you say, it's a small community. I mean, this guy was easily recognizable from the photograph, and all of us have friends and relatives and acquaintances who would recognize us if our picture was thrown up all over the news in their town. And so this guy was quickly identified. There's a vehicle in question there. We don't know if he owned that or not. But now the police have talked about looking for a white Subaru. He could have carjacked somebody. It could be his own car, but he appears to be traveling in it. Maybe
You got that,
So
JL?
He could be anywhere. I think New England is in danger tonight, not just this section
A
of
link
Maine,
to that?
because this happened a couple hours ago, and he could travel to any location. His spree killing, going to 2 and 3 locations. He's using multiple magazines to get off all these rounds. He's wounded about 60, killed 22. I mean, even if every round was struck a victim, which is not really possible, but just in probabilities, that would be 3 or 4 magazines he's using just to get these victims shot. So he's got many more magazines, I would say, with him. He's loaded for bear. His plan, may not have an ending like escape. It may be more of an ending like a suicide by cop, shootout with the police, or just try to kill as many people as he can.
Have a good night.
That may be his goal. And he's got the weapon. He's loose. Now, your question, the second part, tracking him down. Well, they'll try cell phones, but, he doesn't need a cell phone when he's on his killing spree.
No,
He
they
might
don't
have
need
ditched
nothing
it.
anymore.
So if he doesn't have a cell phone, or if he doesn't have OnStar or a tracker in his car, he may be hard to find that way. It gets back to the citizens reporting what they see, troopers and deputies on the highways looking for the vehicle. If there's any vehicle like that description traveling in New England tonight, every officer is going to be looking for it. Of course, they'll have air assets up, night vision. They'll be contacting family members. They'll be trying to find out where he does go. Where does he frequent? Does he camp in the woods? Does he have another residence? Does he have a cabin somewhere? Who are his friends? What's he about? Trying to, ascertain anything they can that might lead them to him. Unfortunately, we may find this location when we hear reports of more shots fired somewhere, and then police are going to have to rush there. And that could even be in a neighboring community or even a neighboring state. So I think New England just needs to be on alert now. There's an active killer loose, and nobody knows where he is.
Exactly.
So they can't say he's still in that local community. He could be anywhere up there.
Fortunately, at this hour, Jim, Bates College, which is less than 3 miles away from Schmenges, one of the two locations that we know about so far, says that no shots have been reported or heard on campus. Campus is on lockdown. They have no other info at this time, but at the very least, we are not receiving reports of this of additional shooting, at least in that sort of early radius around this, which is something to be thankful for. Jim Cavanaugh, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I hope you'll stick with us. Joining us now is NBC News contributor Cedric Alexander. He's the former DeKalb police chief. And Chief Alexander, there is obviously, the details here are sketchy tonight, but I wonder if you could give me some sense, in your long experience with a crime in this country, where does this where does this fit in terms of violence and the difficulty for law enforcement officers in trying to find somebody? How difficult, how alarming a situation is this in your experience?
Well, it's very alarming. It's very alarming to that community. It's very alarming to this country. We've been here too many times before.
What do you think, Jimmy? Should I show that video?
A really significant.
Live tonight, and a search continues right now for that gunman.
Yeah, Hannah Kamler is out in Lisbon right now at a boat launch where the police have been spending a lot of time.
All right, guys.
that area. Hannah, what's going on
I made the mistake of not plugging in my computer when I started this. However, I do have to
go to the boat launch where I'm
head down to work.
Police are gathered behind me,
and I will get my computer plugged in and starting to pay charge.
Route 196 junction for people who are familiar with
And
this area.
if there's any presser that is available, as soon as it starts and is available, I will go live again with the presser and be streaming the presser.
Have pulled up. They're blocking the road
so,
here. They're blocking the road across. If you look across this easy
I don't know,
right here,
maybe
that is Lisbon Street that is being blocked. The road beside Sam is being blocked.
I think there could be more than one with the amount of people. Yeah,
that are going to be impacted by this is Lisbon High School. No word yet on what their plans are, but all of this is happening right here in the center of Lisbon Falls. You have the town of Lisbon police who are on scene here, sheriffs. We've seen
so tragic and so scary.
Fire. Really, speaking to Lee, what you said earlier.
Yep, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I'm going to get down to work and get this plugged in, and I will be live as soon as I get word about any presser that may be
if it comes back by, we'll show you, but shining a light down.
I'm pretty sure that
there is a large presence here, and we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. But
updates on this.
I did want to
I also know that I seen Down the Rabbit Hole is live with this.
Lisbon Falls, and along the way
and
there were several police cars who were at exits or at the turnarounds of the highway.
Ray Hughes is live streaming about this, and I suppose and see, but I mean, each their own.
So, like I said,
I'm going to go ahead and end this here, and I will see you guys later.
Keep you posted just as
Thank you for joining me. Bye.
Update you here from